The idea of reopening a prison that's been closed for many, many decades because it just doesn't make sense to house people there. Why?
Well, does it? I don't know. He said he was going to study it. I mean, we have a prison overcrowding problem. You've been fussing about recently him sending American criminals overseas to their prisons. Don't we need more prisons in the United States? What's wrong with it?
Okay. Well,
I mean, what's the matter?
All right, let's take it.
That's Republican strategist and CNN black sheep Scott Jennings making establishment media loyalist Abby Phillip absolutely fume after pointing out her selective outrage over Trump's idea to reopen Alcatraz for deportations. Welcome to Nerk News, I'm Nerkish, and it looks like Scott Jennings just committed the ultimate sin on CNN, telling the truth. In this case, it was that Trump's immigration plans aren't actually radical, they're popular. And while the political hacks on the panel tried to act shocked, Jennings exposed their little game to keep pretending that it's cruel to enforce immigration law while ignoring the real damage done by Biden and Harris. Here he is dismantling the left's favorite distraction tactic, claiming that enforcing the law somehow makes you a villain.
Do you believe that every immigrant here is the same? You can't believe that because they're not. They're not.
I do.
There's some good, there's some bad. There's some criminal, they're not.
I believe everybody who's here illegally is here illegally. Not all are violent, but all are here illegally.
But how do you differentiate if nobody gets a hearing, if you don't have due process? How do you distinguish one from the other? Well, so what you're saying is every person that's here in this country is a criminal, is a gang member, should be thrown in jail.
Every person who's here illegally, every person who is here illegally is in fact a criminal. Some of them do come here and commit violent crimes and still aren't deported.
If you don't have a process?
Well, some have records and some don't.
But
I'm
still
here
have
to break the
constitutional
news.
rights.
They're all going away.
Still have constitutional.
So here's the deal. We've let 20 million something people into the country illegally. And now what a lot of folks want to do is use the court system to try to stop as much as possible the rapid deportation of illegal aliens from the country. What the president said in the interview was very clear. He was unsure on these deportation cases because of the unusual circumstances, but he was going to defer to his brilliant lawyers and said, quote, "We are going to follow what the Supreme Court says."
You know, it's like CNN's panel was practically begging Jennings to say something they could twist. And of course, once he did, they immediately pounced. But being who he is, he didn't take the bait. Instead, he clarified something the left wants everyone to forget: illegal immigration is illegal. And the flood of people who cross the border under Biden and Harris aren't political refugees or asylum seekers, they're lawbreakers. Democrats don't want to fix the problem, they want to gum up the system using due process as a bureaucratic shield to stop any kind of enforcement. Which is why it's no accident CNN chose to frame this as Jennings being heartless. I mean, is it just me, or do they always pair him against a diverse panel in hopes that optics will somehow do the jobs their arguments can't? Here he is once again calling out their dishonesty and taking them to task over their double standards on the Garcia case.
We have been invaded by millions upon millions of people, and he was elected to get them out. He was elected to get them out. And what some people are proposing is a backlog system that will never allow us to go to get them out.
You're describing illegal immigration, which has been around for a long time as an invasion, which is fine for you if you want to do that. But why is that unusual that there's a process to go through to deport people? I mean, that's actually just how the system works.
Do you know how long it takes for this process, this paperwork to get people out? The guy that we've all been weeping and gnashing teeth over, the guy we sent to El Salvador, was in the country 14 years illegally.
But what about what
We've got
Dante's...
millions of people who have gamed this system, and now we're going to give it some more.
14 years. That's how long Abrigo Garcia was in the U.S. before anything was done. And only then because a Trump judge stepped in. That's the system the left is defending. And Jennings absolutely nails it here. Trump has a clear mandate from voters to fix this mess. And that means getting illegal aliens out of the country. The American people are finally fed up, and they elected Trump specifically because the left's Compassion Act has led to utter chaos. But of course, CNN doesn't want to talk about any of that. They'd rather scream authoritarian every time Trump actually does something. Which of course brings us to their next manufactured meltdown, a military parade. Here's Jennings shutting down the latest fake outrage from a panel that somehow thinks honoring the troops is a threat to democracy.
You cannot be cutting tens of thousands of federal workers at the same time you say we're going to waste money on a military parade.
Why is it wasting?
It is wasteful.
Why?
It is what do we need to show off our military for? But that strongmen do.
military
Strongmen do that. It has nothing to do with pride in the military. Strongmen do that because they want to make their citizens cower. They want to say, we are strong. I am here. I have all these weapons. Aren't you proud of me? We don't need to do that. We know that our military is, multiples the size of anybody else's military on the planet. We don't need them to bring the missiles down Pennsylvania Avenue in order for us to know that.
It's not about the size. In the last 4 years, morale in the military was down, recruitment was down. There is a concerted effort going on right now at the Pentagon, and it's already successful, to enhance recruitment and to enhance pride and the idea of joining the military. I think you all are discounting the idea that a national parade for our military to show off our military, to show pride in the veterans that have defended this country, and you all are mad about
the veterans.
The truth is that national and military pride has been under attack from the left for years. From progressives who think patriotism is dangerous and believe that masculinity and service are outdated relics. Which is kind of amusing from a side that's been pushing pride for so long. I mean, Jennings is absolutely right here. The military has been struggling with morale and recruitment, and the Biden administration didn't do a thing to help it. This parade isn't just a show of force, it's a reminder that the country is worth defending and that we don't need to apologize for it. Whether it's showing strength to the world or rebuilding pride at home, President Trump understands the branding and the message it sends. But the political hacks and establishment media would rather freak out and label it authoritarian than admit maybe, just maybe, people are tired of being ashamed of their own country. But let me know what you think. Are the media's outrage tactics finally losing steam, or are they just getting more desperate? Let me know in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel. That stuff really does help us out. Until then, this has been Nerk News. Thanks for watching.